everybody.
Y'all know I'm so happy.
It's football Sunday.
Hey, baby, we back. We back. Ooh, my Sundays.
Okay.
We got them back.
Yes, we have football Sunday. It's back.
I got 2 games on right now.
Yeah, he does. So.
Rise up.
Okay, back to why we're.
Oh, my bad. I forgot. We in there.
Back to why we are here today. 52 weeks of focus. Week 36 of 52 weeks.
Y'all don't understand.
Okay, so we're hoping that you guys had a good week and that you guys are doing well with preparing for the upcoming work week. And this week's topic is learning to rest.
Sit down somewhere. You're
Yes.
doing too much for too many people.
And putting yourself on the back burner. So, I will take the first 2 points.
Yep.
And Babe will take the last 2.
Well, before we start, why is this important for people to know?
Because you have to learn to take a breather.
Yes.
You can't keep going the way you're going, or you're going to burn yourself out, or start to have health issues because you're not allowing your body enough time to rest and recuperate.
Right, and that means this thing up here too.
Yes.
I know for a lot of people, it's hard to kind of shut it off, whether they have stressful circumstances, they have stressful jobs, they have stressful things that are going on constantly, and it's hard to just shut it off because we've grown to accept a lot of the stressors in our life without really understanding what that stress is doing to us, or to even take an inventory of, like, am I really okay or not? So, without jumping on anybody's points or anything like that, we just want you to kind of take a second and just learn to rest. Your body, your mind, and your soul, because it can't go forever.
And Babe put me on to, well, actually, I sent him the article a while ago, but he's able to do it with the students if he wants to.
Yeah.
It's called the Calm app. It's a meditation app. What else is it, Babe?
Meditation, focus, improves it's a meditation app, but it's also helps to improve focus, also to help with anxiety, and also just helps you just be more self-aware and mindful of your day-to-day. So it's pretty cool. Teachers, I do know that they give yearly subscriptions for free. So this year is my first year taking part in that, and already it's done a lot.
Yes.
And I've shared it with my busybody wife here, and definitely, we've definitely seen some cool results. So
So I'm gonna go ahead and dive right into the first point, which is
shout out to Duncan.
He loves Duncan, by the way.
There's some stock in there.
Oh boy. So starting off with the first point, which is the importance of resting. Again, that's the importance of resting. Starting with Matthew 11:26-30, Jesus said, "Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me. Get away with me and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me and you'll learn to live freely and lightly." Again, God emphasizes in various parts of the Bible that you must rest. There were times in the Bible where he would go off by himself so he could recuperate and rest because he poured so much into others. So it's important for you to rest because your physical body needs it on a daily basis.
Right.
It's recommended from various sleep studies that you need at least 7 to 8 hours a night in order for your brain cells to regenerate, in order for your muscles to regenerate, in order for you to strengthen your immune system, which is crucial, especially with the fall and winter months with the flu and everything else. If you notice, if you only consistently get maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep for like 2 weeks, you feel, or you start to feel horrible.
Raggedy. That's not raggedy, raggedy.
Yeah, and I know I felt that way on many occasions just based off of stuff I've had to do for training or working at night or whatever else, and you're on autopilot. And also there are studies to where if you don't get enough rest for like I think a week or something, your equivalent to driving to work is just like you've been drinking because you're not alert, you're not recuperated, you're not rested, and your body is on autopilot, and that's never good. Without resting our body, you will continuously get sick. You'll look around and you're catching every bug in the office, everything that's going around. You get the flu, you haven't had the flu in 3 or 4 years. You get pneumonia out the blue, and you're trying to figure out why. It's because your body needs to rest. You need to recuperate. Even if that's just coming home instead of doing something for work. Come home, take a shower, and lay down on the couch. Watch some Netflix.
Take a nap.
Yes, naps are amazing. My mom used to have to force me to take a nap when I was smaller.
Not now.
Not now. Those Sunday naps are amazing. I wish I could take a nap on a daily basis, but I can't. Yeah, he does.
I'll be out because I'm sleepy now.
Also, we cannot give what we don't have. We need to be continually renewed in order to be able to give our best in people around us. So if we're constantly giving and pouring out and not filling our energy store back up, we're going to crash and burn eventually. And that's something that you don't want to experience, or you don't want to put your loved ones through, when you can just take the time out of the day and rest.
You can't pour from the empty cup.
Right. And even if you take a 30-minute nap a day, or you get out of the office for lunch instead of sitting there at lunch, I'm talking to myself, and actually, enjoying that hour break from constant emails and phone calls and meetings. So
you can go sleep at your desk. One of my old coworkers used to
I can't go to sleep at my desk.
Turn the classroom light out.
Not the way people are.
Get curled up in that little desk.
Not the way people are sitting here and they knock on my door all the time, even when it's closed. So I don't have the luxury to do that. But just make sure you rest, and that is also your mental part of your body as well. You are constantly thinking. Your brain is constantly going. You have to think about or give your brain a time to just rest, where you're not thinking about anything. You're not thinking about the next day. You're not worrying about what's to come. You have to give yourself a break overall. Even if that's taking a day off from the gym and just coming in and resting.
My favorite kind of day.
Mental health day.
My favorite kind of day.
Mental health day.
My favorite kind of day.
It's very important just to rest. So that goes right into point 2, which is resting is practical. It's normal, and do not let anybody else tell you differently.
Nobody. No job. No commander. No boss, principal.
Because I know, just like the Latin countries, like they actually have nap time built into their daily schedule, or fiesta. They call it fiesta or siesta, siesta. Siesta or something like that, where they actually, it's part of their workday. They take an hour to take a nap or do whatever, and they shut down everything. I've never seen it before, especially here in the United States. We're constantly going. We're constantly working. We're constantly doing something.
Not the United States of Evers Inc. We take naps around here. Proudly.
So to start off, Genesis 1:28, we are also called to be good stewards of creation. We are called to be good stewards of our mental health, spiritual health, and physical health. We are called to take care of ourselves because we only have one body. Right. And once that one body starts to fall apart, it is hard to stop that downward trend. We have to ensure that we're taking that we're looking at our bodies holistically, not just as a part. Well, I'll go to the gym and I take care of my body. But what are you doing for yourself spiritually? Are you doing your devotionals every day? Are you For your mental, are you meditating? As Babe has put me on to meditating, because I really don't know how to.
Oh, you about to take one point. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
you about to
okay,
take one
all right,
point.
okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna put you out there.
I know.
I'm gonna roll you out there.
So, and you also have to think that resting and renewal always starts with God.
Right.
You can't leave God out of any part of your life, especially trying to rejuvenate and recuperate, physically, mentally, and spiritually. You have to eat healthy. You have to nurture the relationships that are important to you. That includes with your significant other, your spouse, your kids,
Your pets.
your family, your parents, your sister, brother, cousins, aunt, uncles. I mean, you have to nurture those relationships in order for them to grow. And also exercising your mind. I know Babe likes different games like that kind of keep him mentally.
Oh yeah, my little mindless little jump.
Yeah.
If you bored and you got an iPhone, that little
boy.
99 blast. Trust me,
God.
my students put me on. I ain't put it down in 3 days.
He has so many games his students recommend, but and you have to ensure that you accept the fact that resting is normal. If you constantly say, "Oh, I can rest later," or in order for me to be successful, I can sleep when I'm dead. Well, you might sleep earlier than you think permanently if you do not get the rest that you need. And I understand that's like an entrepreneurial, team no sleep. But in order to reap the fruits of your labor, you have to take care of yourself. Yeah. And I understand that may be some late nights when you're starting a business or whatever, but don't make it a habit to where you're always up 3-4 o'clock every morning until 3 or 4 o'clock every morning, getting 3 hours of sleep and then going to your regular job. That's not healthy because your body is going to shut down, whether you want to or not. Whether that's falling asleep at the wheel or you're getting a chronic disease or your immune system's constantly compromised. It will catch up.
Fast too.
So just take that time and remember that resting is practical and that it's okay to take a time out. It's okay to take a step back. It's okay to say, hey, I need a break or I need a day off through the middle of the week, not the end of the week, but the middle of the week. Because all you do is lay in the bed. That's okay. Don't think of yourself as lazy because you have to rejuvenate yourself when you feel the need to, not when somebody else gives you, oh, you can take Friday off. No, you take days that you need off.
Now, we not saying, hey, I ain't doing any work. You got to do your work now. You know what I'm saying? You got to, make sure you're not,
right.
I guess exerting all your energy towards other stuff and not, you.
Yeah, not feeding into yourself and growing yourself. That is all I have. Did you have anything before I pass it off to you?
No, I'm about to put you on First Street.
I know he is.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Nah,
I know he is. But
I just say this. The next point is dedicated to all those out there that have very stressful careers, very high workload careers, high everything careers.
Oh boy, here we go.
So I didn't put you out there.
Okay.
Now you may fall into that category. But I didn't put you in there.
Man, you just pretty much put me on First Street.
So it's my turn. Okay, cool. So point number three. So we're talking about resting. We're talking about how it's important. We're talking about why it's important. We're talking about just the benefits of it. But there are some of us out there that actually don't know like how to rest. So point number 3 is resting is learning to be still. Resting is let me say it again. Resting is learning to be still. All right. As always, I'll go into our Bible verse first. We'll go to Psalms 46 chapter 10th verse. And it says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations, and I will be exalted in the earth." So, for those of you that are very analytical and have high, requirements at your job or high requirements for your family and high, everything. Understand that, like, as you're pouring out, you have to be able to recharge in order to keep that same pace. All right. A lot of you guys are really good at your jobs and really good at figuring out things. People tell you how amazing you are and everything. But if you're not rewarding yourself or allowing yourself to recharge, that short-term work pace will not be able to be, you can't keep that up and still be healthy. One of the things that I recognized very early on from being a coach, teacher, and having a second job is that you have your sharp days and you have your back in the trailer days. All right. And I started to notice that those days where I was just like mentally out of it, the day before, or maybe the hours before, or whatever, my mind was constantly going. Days where the first thing I think about is work when I get up, those days are rough because my mind is literally going from the time that I wake up all the way to the time that the last kid goes home on the bus or from the practice field. And I'm just drained. All right. That's an indication of just like, man, I want to take it easy. All right. And that's not necessarily doing less work, but learning the importance of taking 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the 30 minutes that we talked about, even an hour within your day to say, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and just get my breathe on. All right. You need to have a time where you aren't thinking about in depth or analyzing things that are going on around you, and you take notice of yourself. So self-awareness is basically what we are trying to achieve, and you do that through calming your body, your mind, and your spirit. And by doing that, it allows God to show you things, because a lot of us, sometimes we miss it, or we miss what God is trying to tell us because we're too busy doing things in our normal, I guess, routine. Or we've made it our routine to continuously be, busy. And God sometimes needs us to say, hey, man, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Because God talks to us in a lot of different ways. Through dreams, through just epiphanies, through whatever. But we can't see it all the time because we're busy kind of trying to get everywhere at the same time. All right. So it's very important to chill out. But how you chill out is understanding that, okay, I'm a person, I'm a vessel, and I need to make sure my vessel is ready mentally, physically, and spiritually. All right. But you can't do that if you're always running.
Yeah.
Even the Lord needed, some time. On that 7th day, what did he do? He rested that thing. You know what I'm saying? And he was just using his fingertips. All right? It's very important that we do that. Also, stillness is not, when we talk about being still, we're not talking about doing nothing, giving up. We're not talking about doing that. We're talking about getting to a place where you are not as focused on the outside and focusing on the inside. All right. A lot of people think stillness is laziness. No, that's not. No. When the Lord asks you to be still, He means hold steady. He means allow me to do some things, because we try to do everything, and we all know we can, but a lot of us continue to do so. All right, and then we end up burning ourselves out, and then we, Lord, what happened? Well, I was trying to help you out, but you're busy doing everything. All right, so get a lot of a chance to be who He is, because He is waiting on the opportunity to not only bless us, but give us insight and understanding and everything that we need to lighten our load. But if we try and do everything, we can't do that.
Right.
An hour, 15 minutes. Just say, you know what, God, I'm going to just be here in the stillness. And just, Lord, whatever you got to say to me, just say to me. All right? Cool? Cool? Cool. Also, being still emotionally. Sometimes we get wrapped up in the habit of being concerned with others and what they're thinking, and what they're doing, and what they look like, and what they are doing. That is not a part of being still. All right, just you. Like, I'm gonna focus on me. All right, it's entertaining to look at other folks in their drama, in their foolishness, and what they doing, and that's still not being still. All right, if you still just not moving physically, but mentally you still worried about them, still not still. You need to just take inventory of how you're feeling. Just listen to your heartbeat. Something as simple as that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Most of the watches out here these days, they have the little breathe technique thing. I think that it works. All right, cool. Anything for point number 3?
No.
Sure?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Cool. So now that we talked about how to rest, we're going to talk about what we should be focusing on while we rest. All right. So point number 4 is true rest is practicing gratitude. We're going to carve out a second of our day to acknowledge ourselves and be thankful for the things that we have received.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to go to, First, Thessalonians.
Yeah.
I said it right, y'all. I think. So 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18. And it reads, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. So a lot of times we get so wrapped up in our normal habit of doing things, in our normal routines, that the blessing doesn't come, we don't realize or understand the blessings that we receive daily. All right. Part of resting is giving ourselves that time to say, you know what, out of everything that's going on, I can sit here and recognize the fact that I'm present. I'm here. I'm in this bed. I'm in this car. I'm in this job. I'm at this, whatever you at, where you are. All right. When you take your 5 minutes, understand that is a blessing in that particular moment to be able to do that. It's people all over the world that do not have that silent time to acknowledge.
Right.
And people all over the world that can't mentally get to that place. All right. So be appreciative of the short period of time you do have to yourself and to say, you know what, God, thank you. Or, you know what, let me calm myself down. All right. Lord, thank you for this little brief period of time I got. Even though it might be in the middle of some foolishness. You know what? I'm going to take an inventory. Thank you for my heart beating. Thank you for, the car that I'm in, or the desk that I'm in, or the job that I'm in, or the body that I'm in, the vessel that I'm in. Take 2 seconds, or not 2, about 5 minutes at least, to just, you know what? In the midst of all this chaos, I'm going to take that time to acknowledge you. All right. Some people do that through prayer. Some people do that through just meditation, just being silent.
Yep.
All right. Just a break from the noise. All right. That is a moment full of, what we're aiming for is a moment full of gratitude and self-awareness. All right. Also, the Dunkin' got me a little. All right. Regardless of the circumstance, there's always something to learn.
Yes.
And as you meditate or as you rest, that gives your brain kind of time to keep up or catch up. Because a lot of times when we do stuff, 95, well, I say about 80, and then 90% of what we call our lives is how we react to the circumstances that we're in. And if we're not resting, we may not be able to fully comprehend the full scope, and that may cloud our judgment. So take your time. All right. They say big purchases, take 24 hours or take some time to just at least have a mental inventory of how you're feeling, what's going on, who is there, who is not there, how strong I am, what are some areas of weakness that I have. Just realizing that you're not just a machine and going over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and taking a physical inventory of yourself and mental inventory of yourself goes a super long way. God wants us and he requires us to rest for that reason, because as we're taking inventory of ourselves, God is too. That thing called free will, that thing rough. Yeah. God gave us that. So he needs to be able to analyze us, just like we need to make sure that we remind ourselves of who our source is. And in those times of rest, he gives us what we need. All right. Again, the wisdom, the understanding, the little blessings. All right, if there's such a thing. A lot of times are given to us through those vehicles, but we can't catch it and understand it or hang on to it because we're moving everywhere. Okay. All right. Did that make sense?
Makes sense.
Hey, boy, we in this thing 25 minutes. Anything else? You sure?
No.
About rest?
No, just make rest a part of your routine. Or try to be intentional about making it a part of your routine. Just like we make it, the gym a part of our routine, or going to church a part of our routine, or going to Bible study. Resting should be a part of your daily routine, not weekly, but daily.
And I'm talking about going to bed late and waking up in the morning. I mean, like, sitting down, chilling.
Yeah.
All right. This week, just try it. Get 15 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
Of just, you know what? I'm going to just hang out. And I'm going to just say thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm just chill.
And cut off all the distractions around you, even if that's putting your phone on, like, do not disturb, or turning your TV off for that 15, 20 minutes.
Whatever you can do to be quiet.
Yeah.
Some people can do it with TV.
Yeah.
Now, me preferably don't like to do it like that. But, again, if you could just put your favorite TV show on.
Yeah.
And just close your eyes and just, hit a room.
Yeah. And just kind of, learn to, as Bay told me, accept the emotions that you're feeling at the time.
Yeah, acknowledge that thing. If you're feeling petty, I'm feeling petty right now. Or if you're feeling tired and you drained, let me just, Lord, I'm drained, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Or if you're feeling excited, or if you're feeling whatever, like, acknowledge that. Don't just, like, why you're feeling the way you are for a reason. And if we just try to make it like seem normal, or make it seem whatever, that's taking away from that particular emotion. So feel your emotion. Like, I times I want to quit and do crazy stuff, I acknowledge it. The God reminds me who I am every single time. Or he gives me the help that I am required to have. Of the wisdom, of the understanding, and we just keep it moving.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. So gonna do a brief recap, and did you pray last week? You prayed last week.
I think I did. Yeah, because we got into it, and then not we got into it, but like I was arguing you down, and it was actually my turn. The whole time.
Okay. So
that's why she said, "Oh, you go. All right, bet."
So the first point, of course, is the importance of resting. You have to rest your physical body, mental part of your body, and spiritual, in order to kind of do, do what God has made you and formed you to do. You can't pour into others if you are constantly pouring out and not replenishing your energy store.
So no.
Moving on to point 2. Resting is practical. Resting is okay. Resting is normal. Do not let anybody tell you that you have to go 24/7 in order to be successful. That is not the case.
Nah, bro.
A lot of millionaires actually take the time to rest. And actually they're in the bed, most of them, just according to interviews, are in the bed by 9:30 every night. And they get up at about 5 every morning, but they make sure to get that rest. And, a lot of people have the mentality when they start a business or they're going to try to increase their income that can't be, the case. They can't rest. They have to keep going. If I get 2 hours, I'm good. No, your body will shut down on you.
Consistent. If you're doing that consistently, that's not going to anywhere for you.
No, it's not.
Mentally.
Yes.
You may earn physical stuff.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, mentally.
Yeah. Moving into point 3.
Yeah.
All
right, cool. Number 3. We just talked about resting, learning how to rest. And that's just being still, whether that's mentally, physically, emotionally. All right? Short version. Being still, not thinking. I'm doing number 3 because I want to understand. Yeah, mentally, physically, emotionally. All right. Also, taking self-inventory of how you're feeling, what you're thinking, acknowledging it. All right. And moving forward from that particular point. Not ignoring what is going on within your body, within your mind, within your soul. Okay. And number 4, true rest is practicing gratitude. And those moments where you are resting and in those moments where you are still, being aware of the blessings that God is continuously giving you, even in that moment. Okay, a lot of us have accustomed to moving and thinking a lot, as we all are going through some things, some others, but just being appreciative in that particular moment of what God is doing, what He's gonna do, and what He's doing that we can't see. All right, and that'll change how we look at things as far as our perspectives are concerned, which a lot of times is all we need to change in order to receive blessings. Cool.
All right. So I'm gonna pray you guys out, or pray us out, and we'll see you guys next week. All right, God, I would like to thank you for allowing us to be in your presence again. I would like to thank you for allowing us to realize that rest is normal, that in order to pour into others, we have to pour into ourselves. I'm going to ask that you go with those as they prepare for the upcoming work week, and that you bless and grant traveling mercies to those that may have to travel this week for work. And also I am praying for the victims of Hurricane Dorian, specifically in the Bahamas, as they try to rebuild their lives from nothing. I ask that you help and provide all resources to them to help them rebuild and to start over, and that the necessary help is on the way to assist them. And God, I ask that you go with those who are in bereavement right now because of Hurricane Dorian in the Bahamas. There are people who are still searching for loved ones, and they have no idea when or if they may be found. I ask that you continue to guide us, help us to rest where it's needed, and that you help us to accept that rest is normal. I ask all these precious things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
All right, guys. See you next week for week 37.
All right, guys. See you guys
And
next week.
thank you for...
Football.
Oh, gosh. So thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for sharing our video.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank
I
you.
think last week's video was viewed 12 times. One of our higher viewed videos, which is great. Because some of our videos haven't even been viewed 2 or 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. But
well, on YouTube.
on
I feel like
YouTube,
we get more viewership on Facebook.
Yeah, on
But, you
YouTube.
know.
But feel free to subscribe so you're able to get an alert when we post a new video. And we're looking to do something new with the channel to let you guys inside of what we do
Every day.
on a daily basis versus just devotionals. All right, you guys have a good week, and hope your week is blessed. Bye.